We bring Ric Bucher on, Fox Sports NBA guy. So, we both know Marcus Thompson. He reported that, Steph, Clay, Draymond have been given a heads up on, the Kevin Durant stuff. They've communicated with him. I do believe if you gave him a screaming deal and I could do Wiseman and Wiggins, you'd have to explore it. You'd have to look at it. But I don't think I'm not blowing up the franchise. I'm not giving you Moody, Wiseman. I'm not doing that. Where do you think the Warriors and KD, Rick, in your opinion, are at this moment?
The Warriors would explore this. There's no question. They don't leave any door closed. Even after the relationship went sour with Kevin Durant, but it went sour on KD's end of things. But you're right. It's like, where's the price point? But this really is a non-starter because it, as has been reported initially in terms of the interest, yes, the interest is from the Warriors side of things. But Kevin Durant is not looking for a reunion with the Golden State Warriors. And while certainly there's no trade clause in his deal, the Nets aren't sending him to a place that he doesn't want to go. So would the Warriors explore it? Yes. Is there possibly the best deal that could be made coming from the Warriors for Kevin Durant for the Nets? Yes. But the chances of it happening are highly, highly unlikely because you'd have to convince Kevin Durant that he should break bread once again with the Golden State Warriors. And I don't see that relationship being resoldered on KD's end of things.
So, where works? Is there, I don't think Miami is equipped to, they could give you enough in return because they're not giving up Jimmy Butler. And I don't want Tyler Hero and Bam's not a true scorer. So, I mean, who's equipped to make this work in your opinion?
Boston is the ideal spot because they have the requisite talent to give up and still be solid. They have the culture. And they're one step away, and that is also appealing. Miami is too for the same reason. It's, and I throw Phoenix in there as well. It's going to a place that needs that last piece, much like Golden State looked when KD came on board, except for one important distinction. Warriors had already won a championship. So the argument could be made and was made in hindsight that, well, they would have won even if they hadn't gotten KD. Boston, Miami, and Phoenix being on the doorstep, they all offer the idea that we couldn't win a championship and KD could walk in and be the closing piece. But if I look at the Boston Celtics, everything that they have in terms of culture, coaching, and most important, being able to give up a little bit of talent and still be able to play. Now, Miami, to your point, I don't know that they can make that deal. Phoenix, I'm concerned about where Chris Paul is health-wise.
Yeah.
I would say the same for Kyle Lowry with Miami. Boston, for the most part, is all their important pieces are young or in their prime. So you could flip a Jason Tatum and a Derek White and a couple of future picks and still be whole and still have your culture.
Yeah, no, I agree. So, I was saying this, people confuse talent with franchise player. There's some guys that are just talented. I would never build my franchise, even in his prime around James Harden. He wasn't trustable. But I think he's a great player. He's a Hall of Famer. Same with Westbrook. I felt that even when he won the MVP. I'm like, he plays one way, head down. He's going to age poorly. He can't shoot. But he's a great statistical player. And I said, 3 years with Kevin Durant, 2 strange moves. Leaving Golden State was strange. And then suddenly bailing on Brooklyn's odd, is that I feel like he's more in the AD Kawhi class now. He's a franchise enhancer. Giannis I'll build around. Steph I'll build around. Lucas I'll build around. I'll still build around Jason Tatum. But it's not all talent to me. And I think there's a quirkiness with Kevin Durant that he's more now. Have basketball, will travel. 28 points a game, will travel. I think he's more enhancer than franchise player to me. Your thoughts?
What Kevin Durant is unpredictable. He's a great player, but he's unpredictable. And to your point, I don't know that I want to build around someone who is unpredictable. Oklahoma City did a great job of, first of all, containing everything that went on in Oklahoma City. But those of us who have covered KD and the league since he was in OKC knows that this was always an element to him. There's a saying, anytime you talk to GMs around the league or executives or your sources in terms of trying to find out what's going to happen with KD, they're like, who did he talk to last? Because that's going to be the influencer on what he's thinking in the moment. And when you don't have an independent thinker, then it makes it very tricky to predict exactly what they're thinking or what they're going to do. But both Oklahoma City and the Golden State Warriors were very good at being able to contain everything that was going on. And so it didn't get out to the level that we're seeing with the Brooklyn Nets, because the Brooklyn Nets simply don't have that kind of infrastructure to be able to contain it. So I'm with you. And this is the challenge with Kevin Durant, because I respect everything about him as a player, how he's developed himself as a player, but it's that unpredictable person side of him where I can see it's very challenging to try to build something that's sustainable with him as the centerpiece.
So Kyrie Irving, Jeanie Buss had a tweet. I don't think it was a shot at LeBron. I think she was sort of setting the table up for Kyrie Irving. What do you make of Kyrie to the Lakers? I think it's fascinating. I'll watch it. What do you make of it?
Well, those around the Lakers that I know agree with you that this was just a matter of setting the table for Kyrie coming in. Kyrie's already in LA. Now, he's worked out here before, but it troubles me that Jeanie would tweet this, because it makes her look weak in looking at, I wish Kobe was here. I wish there was someone that could say what I can't. You're the owner of this team. You're the leader of this franchise. Don't give anyone the impression that there's something that you can't do or that you're not able to. This is a situation that you can't solve, that you wish that Kobe was here to solve. Well, Kobe's not here. You are. It's your responsibility. And in general, things that are this complex, I don't like anybody. I don't think it serves anybody to be tweeting subliminal messages, but certainly not the owner of a franchise as storied as the Los Angeles Lakers with where they are. Now, the problem is because this can be interpreted in many ways, but the heart of it is I have a selfish team, and we need to eradicate some of that selfishness. Now, is it a shot at LeBron? Is it a shot at Russ Westbrook? Who's it a shot at? It's a shot at somebody, subliminally. And not knowing that is the scattergun that an owner or anybody, quite honestly, in a position of authority can't afford to have. So I wish I could tell you exactly who it's aimed at. In reading it, it's aimed at somebody. Something is I would, in one respect, I believe it's aimed at her fan base and Lakers fans to say, I'm not happy with where we are, and I wish that Kobe was here to explain what it is that I'm not happy about.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd, or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.